Grandma Meera and the Secret of the Golden Parrot. Long ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by green hills and colorful gardens, there lived a kind old lady named Grandma Meera. She lived in a small cottage with a red roof near the edge of the forest. Her garden was filled with roses, sunflowers, and jasmine flowers. Every morning, she watered her plants, fed the birds, and smiled at everyone she met. The villagers loved Grandma Meera because she was always kind and helpful. But when evening arrived and the village became quiet, Grandma Meera often felt lonely. Her children had moved to distant cities many years ago, and she spent most of her days by herself. One rainy night, a powerful storm swept across the village. Thunder rumbled in the sky. Lightning flashed between dark clouds. Strong winds bent the trees. As Grandma Meera sat near her fireplace reading a book, she suddenly heard a faint cry outside. "Help! Help!" At first, she thought she had imagined it. Then she heard it again. "Please help." Without hesitation, she grabbed her lantern and stepped into the rain. The sound led her toward a large mango tree behind her cottage. There, beneath a broken branch, she discovered a small green parrot shivering with fear. One of its wings was injured. "Oh, you poor little thing," Grandma Meera said gently. She carefully lifted the parrot and carried him home. She dried his feathers, cleaned his wound, and wrapped his injured wing with a soft cloth. The parrot looked at her with grateful eyes. For several weeks, Grandma Meera cared for him. She fed him fruits every day. She talked to him while working in her garden. Slowly, the parrot grew stronger. Then one bright morning, something unbelievable happened. Grandma Meera was making tea when she heard a cheerful voice. "Good morning, Grandma." She nearly dropped her teacup. There was nobody in the room except the parrot. Did you just speak?" she asked. The parrot nodded. "Of course, my name is Piku." Grandma Meera blinked several times. "You can really talk." Piku laughed. "I've always been able to talk. I just needed a friend worth talking to." Grandma Meera laughed too. For the first time in years, her home felt full of joy. From that day onward, Piku and Grandma Meera became inseparable. They spent every day together. Piku sat on her shoulder while she watered flowers. He sang songs while she cooked. He told funny stories that made her laugh. The lonely cottage became a happy home. One afternoon, while they sat beneath a mango tree, Piku suddenly became serious. "Grandma, there is something I have never told you." "What is it?" she asked. "My family once protected a magical secret." Grandma Meera looked curious. "A magical secret?" Piku nodded. "Deep inside the whispering forest stands the Tree of Wishes." "The Tree of Wishes?" Grandma Meera asked. "Yes, it is older than the mountains and wiser than the stars. It grants one wish every 100 years to the kindest person who reaches it." Grandma Meera smiled. "That sounds like a fairy tale." "It is real," said Piku. The next morning, they decided to find the magical tree. After packing some food and water, they began their journey into the forest. As they walked deeper into the woods, they heard crying. A small rabbit was trapped in a hunter's net. The rabbit struggled desperately. "Please help me," cried the rabbit. Without thinking twice, Grandma Meera carefully untangled the ropes and freed him. The rabbit jumped with joy. "Thank you," Piku smiled. "You could have ignored him." "Why would I do that?" Grandma Meera replied. "Because helping others is the right thing to do." The rabbit happily hopped away. A little farther ahead, they heard another cry. This time, it came from a squirrel. The squirrel's winter food supply had fallen into a stream. Without food, her family would go hungry. Grandma Meera removed her shoes and carefully stepped into the cold water. One by one, she collected the nuts and returned them to the squirrel. The grateful squirrel thanked her repeatedly. Hours later, they found a young fox wandering alone. The fox had become separated from his family. Grandma Meera and Piku spent nearly an hour helping him find his parents. When the fox finally reunited with his family, tears of happiness filled everyone's eyes. As the sun began to set, they reached the heart of the forest. There stood the most beautiful tree Grandma Meera had ever seen. Its trunk shimmered like gold. Its leaves sparkled like tiny stars. Its roots glowed softly beneath the ground. The magical tree slowly opened its glowing eyes. "Welcome, Grandma Meera." Grandma Meera gasped. "You know my name? I know every act of kindness you have ever performed." The tree's voice was deep and gentle. "I watched you help the rabbit, the squirrel, and the fox." Grandma Meera smiled. They needed help. The tree glowed brighter. "Most travelers ignore those in need because they are focused on reaching me." Piku nodded proudly. "I told you she was special." The tree's golden leaves rustled softly. "Grandma Meera, because your heart is truly kind, I shall grant you one wish." Grandma Meera became thoughtful. She could ask for riches. She could ask for a grand castle. She could ask for youth and beauty. She could ask for endless treasures. But after a few moments, she shook her head. "I do not want any of those things." The tree seemed surprised. "What do you wish for then?" Grandma Meera looked toward the village far beyond the forest. Then she said softly, "I wish that nobody in my village ever feels lonely again." For a moment, the forest became completely silent. Even the wind stopped blowing. Then the tree began glowing brighter than the sun. "A selfless wish," it said. "Few people ask for happiness for others instead of themselves." Grandma Meera smiled. "Loneliness is the saddest feeling in the world." The magical tree's branches stretched toward the sky. "Your wish shall be granted." Golden light spread across the forest. It traveled over hills, rivers, and fields. It reached every home in the village. When Grandma Meera and Piku returned the next day, they noticed something remarkable. Neighbors were talking together. Families were sharing meals. Children were playing games. People who had once stayed alone inside their homes were now laughing with friends. The entire village felt warmer and happier. Soon, the villagers began gathering every evening at Grandma Meera's cottage. Some brought food, others brought music. Children listened to stories, adults shared laughter. No one felt forgotten anymore. Years passed. Grandma Meera grew older. Piku remained by her side through every season. Together they watched the village become happier than ever before. One evening, as the sun painted the sky orange and gold, a young child asked Grandma Meera, "Grandma, what is the greatest treasure in the world?" Grandma Meera smiled. She looked at Piku sitting proudly on her shoulder. Then she answered, "The greatest treasure is not gold or jewels." "What is it then?" asked the child. "It is having people who care about you." Piku flapped his wings, "and being someone who cares about others." The villagers nodded. The stars sparkled above them. And from that day onward, everyone remembered the lesson taught by Grandma Meera and her talking parrot. Kindness creates friendship. Friendship creates happiness. And happiness is the greatest treasure of all. Before we say goodbye, we hope you enjoyed the heartwarming adventure of Grandma Meera and Piku the parrot. If this story brought a smile to your face, don't forget to support our channel by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and family, and subscribing for more magical stories, fairy tales, and exciting adventures. Tell us in the comments, what would your wish be if you found the magical tree of wishes? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story. Until then, keep smiling, keep dreaming, and always remember that kindness is the greatest magic of all. Bye bye, friends.